Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. In this video today, I'm going to be showing you around the Audi Q7. Now, we're going to start this review up front by talking about the general design of the Audi Q7. Now, up front you have this massive hexagonal grille that is Audi's traditional grille, and you can see that across all their models. You also have the Audi logo up front and the front-facing camera. Right beside the logo, you have the Quattro badging. And now let's move on to the headlights. Now these are full LED headlights, and if I unlock the car, you can see the coolest feature of these headlights, which is the sequential turn signals. As you guys just saw, these are the turn signals, and you have the high and low beams and the high beams and the daytime running lights. Right here you have the headlight washer and the tow hook. And right here, below these, you have these air vents that cool the engine down. And you also have this lovely chrome plating all around. You also have some parking sensors down here. Now, let's look at the side. Now, the side of the Audi Q7. As you can see, this car is absolutely massive. Of course, it would be massive because it is a 3-row crossover. Now, let's take a closer look up front. Now right here you have these tires. These are Bridgestone tires, and these are 21-inch in size. Now these are absolutely massive, and these are silver in color with the gray brake calipers right behind them. And if we move along from the alloys, you have this lovely side plating here, which has the Quattro logo embossed in the side, which also looks really cool. Now overall, the side of the car isn't that much busy. You only have 2 creases that run along the side of the door, and you also have this chrome plating around the window. Now let's move on to the rear. Now this is the rear of the Audi Q7. Now the most I think the most coolest feature about the rear are these tail lights. Now right now these are off, so there's nothing special about them, but as soon as I unlock them, you can see the sequential turn signals which move in the direction you're moving. So if on the left tail light, these are in left side, and if we move on to the right side, these will of course be in right direction. Now right below that you have the 45 TDI badge, which signifies the engine, and you also have the Quattro logo right down here. Now let's open the tailgate, which you can do. This is the key, by the way, for the Q7. It's the latest Audi key design, and you open the tailgate by pressing this button. So if I press this, the tailgate would automatically, I think I need to hold it. Yep. So when I hold it, you can see the tailgate opens up. Do excuse all the stuff that's back here, but this is the tailgate where you have a parcel shelf that can automatically roll down, and you also have these buttons right here. Now these 2 buttons can be used to lower or up the car because of its air suspension, and you can also fold the seats down using these buttons, and these can be really useful if you want to load more stuff into the car. Overall, I would say that this is a really decent sized boot. It could be bigger, but this is I don't think anyone's gonna need more than this. Video, you press this button right here, and you can close the tailgate automatically, and that's it. Now let's move on to the interior. Now inside the Audi Q7, first of all, it's really hot, so the first thing I'm gonna do is turn the car on, which you have the start button right here, and it's of course keyless, so put on the brake and you can start the thing right up. And as you can see, the steering wheel automatically pops down because this is automatically controlled steering wheel, so it automatically comes down. And let me just turn the AC down so that you guys can hear the audio. If I press this off, and this is of course 4-zone climate control, so each passenger in the car has their own temperature controls. So if someone is feeling hot, they can do it as they wish. Alright, now moving up to the infotainment system. Now this is Audi's previous gen Quattro system. Now what this means is that you don't have the touch screens that the newer Audi models have in the dash. You instead have this screen up here which you control using this controller right here. Now one most important thing about this is you can fold the screen down by pressing this button. As you can see, the screen automatically goes down. So if you don't want it, you can wish to give it away, and if you want it back up, you press this button again and it comes right back up. Now this screen is like really good. I actually prefer this system than the newer one because it's easier to control. You obviously have car functions right here where you can go into different modes. You can go into all-road if you're off-roading, comfort, which most people have, automatic, dynamic, or individual if you wish to have your own settings. Then let's go back and go into sound, where you can obviously change into treble, bass, subwoofer, or anything you wish to do so. It's just really standard stuff. And then you can go into media, telephone, navigation, map, Audi smartphone interface, which is basically just Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And then you can go into settings to change various stuff like language, date and time, measurement units, display, and all that kind of stuff. So overall, I would say it's a really really good infotainment system. And you can also one more thing that you can do to control, you can obviously control it using this. You also have these hotkeys right here. So if you want to go to navigation instantaneously, or radio per se, you just click this upwards and it automatically takes you to the radio station, which I think is useful when you're on a long distance trip. And you also have these this trackpad right here, which you can use to input navigation distances. So that's it for the infotainment system. Now right below the infotainment you have these array of buttons. This is of course for putting down the infotainment screen. This is for the hill descent control, and this is for the parking camera. So if I were to press this, the parking sensors would come on and the camera. So right now this is the front facing camera, but if I wanted, I could take it to the front view. Then this would be the overhead view. Now if I just close the door, you can see that now it's showing the full view. And then if I were to go down to the rear view, then this is the rear and this is the corner view. So it's a really comprehensive camera system and it's really good. Now let's just turn this off. And this is again for the automatic steering system, which I'm not gonna try right now. This is the hazard light switch. This is the traction control off, and this is the drive select button. So if I press this, this goes into all road. So if you want comfort, automatic, dynamic, and then you can cycle, let's put it back into all road. And that's it for the buttons right here. And then you have this climate control, which on first looks like the whole dash is a climate control vent, but in actuality it isn't. Only these two and the one on the far right is a vent, and this one, like the largest one, is just fake. Audi have just put it for continuity purposes so that the dash looks good. And one more thing about the infotainment system that I forgot to tell you guys, that you control the volume using this knob. So if you want, you have this separate knob for the volume, which you can control using this, and you can also cycle through various tracks. And on the center console you have this gear lever, which if you want to put it to park, you press this and reverse is up, neutral is also up, whereas drive is down. Then right below that you have the auto hold button, which will automatically hold the car and you don't have to press the brake. And then right here you have the parking brake. And then you also have these two cup holders right here, and actually there's also a little spot for the key where you can press and keep it, so that's actually really neat. And then you also have these cup holders right here, which have some stuff in there. Now let's move on to the virtual cockpit. Now this is Audi's digital instrument cluster, which is of course really good. It's actually the best in the system, and you can cycle it through these buttons on the steering wheel. But I'm not gonna go into that much detail because I already have a review on this virtual cockpit, which I did on an A4. I'm gonna link that video down in the description below. And right here you also have the headlight controls, which you can put it into automatic, and fog lights and rear fog lights. And you have the seat memory controls right here. And then you also have this button to open the tailgate if you want to do it while sitting inside, which is really cool. And then on the steering wheel itself you also have these paddle shifters if you want to shift gears manually. And then you also have Yeah, up here you also have the button for the panoramic moonroof. So if I press this button, you can see that the window shade goes down all the way back, and then you can press this button to open the actual glass. So that's really cool. Now if you want to close it, it's obviously the other way around, and it closes, and to close the sunshade, it's all the way back. So that's really neat. So that's it for the front of the Audi Q7. Now let's go on to the back. In the back you have this multimedia interface, which you can turn on pressing this button, and these are really useful if you're on a long journey and you want to watch some movies or just do some stuff. And you have more than enough leg room here. I mean, I can really stretch out if I want to. And you also have the 4-zone climate control. As I said, you can control the temperature, and of course you have the panoramic moonroof above, and you also have these individual light controls, which I think is really cool. And if I were to close the door right now, you can see that this car also has these window shades, which you can do manually, which are really cool if you're on a sunny day like today. And one thing that I forgot to mention is you also have this Bose audio system, and of course then you have the usual standard stuff like the ashtray, and you have the window controls, which are really cool. And you have one more climate control. I just noticed it's right here, so that's really cool as well. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this upload today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also comment down below what feature you like the most. And please, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And that's gonna do it for this video. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.